Hey guys, welcome back to the 5th video in our rod building series. In this one, we're going to go over how to flex coat finish all the guides on the rod, give it a nice smooth and clear finish. I prefer using the flex coat light formula. There is an original formula. I do like the light. I like applying a couple lighter coats rather than one thick one. However, if you're trying to build the rod a little bit faster, I would recommend going with the original version. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our 2 syringes and we're gonna mix it up 50-50 in a little mixing cup here. And one trick is you don't wanna mix up too much of this stuff. When you're building it or when you're gluing it up, a lot of times if you mix up a big batch, by the time you get to that 9th or 10th guide, it's already set up in a cup and you're gonna have to mix another batch. So I recommend doing it in 2 or 3 little batches rather than just one big batch, because you're gonna have it harden up over time. So we'll just go off, start off here. We'll mix up about 2 milliliters of this each, so 4 milliliters total, and we'll go from there. And when you're mixing this stuff, it's gonna take a couple minutes for it all to mix in properly. It's gonna get cloudy first, and then once the cloud and bubbles start to work out, we'll start to clear up and then you'll be ready. So we're gonna start mixing it here. And like I said, sometimes it does take a couple minutes to get this thoroughly mixed through. And you wanna go pretty slow and smooth so you don't work too many air bubbles in it. But if there is a few air bubbles, you can always go back, and once you applied it to the guide foot, you can hit it with the lighter and the air bubbles will come out. So don't be worried too much about all the air bubbles. All right, now that all the streaks are gone, we're going to start applying this to the rod. And as I said earlier, we are using the light formula. So I prefer to do about 2 to 3 lighter coats, with the first coat just barely penetrating the thread there, and then go on with your second and third from there. If you're using the original, you can go, it is a little bit thicker consistency, so you can use 1 or 2 coats with the original. So now we're gonna take our little painting brush, and on this first coat, like I said, we're gonna go very light and just barely penetrate the thread here. And you're gonna let the rod turner do a lot of the work for you here. You can really just hold that brush in place and let the rod rotate and do a lot of the work for you. All right, so now we got our first coat on, nice and thin. We're gonna set this aside, let it spin throughout the night, give it about 12 hours to a day to set up, and then you can continue with your second and third coat if you choose. So now we're gonna go into our second coat here. We're gonna build on top of that first one, just come back through and do the same process as before, just slowly building it up. Okay, so now that we got our flex coat applied, if you do have some air bubbles that got into your resin there, you can always go back and hit it with the lighter, just very gently, and they'll pop right out. All right, and that's it. Now you can continue wrapping the rest of the guides on the blank, let it sit overnight, and you'll be ready to fish in a day or 2. All right guys, now that we've applied our final coat of flex coat and allowed about a day to dry, we have a completed fly rod that you're ready to take out and do some fishing. You can always give us a call here at the shop if you need to place a rod building order, or if you just have any general questions about rod building, we'd be more than happy to help. As you can see behind me, we do have a lot of rod building materials here in stock. We got a few different cork styles that you can pick from, lots of different wood insert reel seats, as well as a selection of guides from Ti carbide, black snake, chrome snake. We have some light wire guides as well as recoil. So like I said, you can always give us a call and we'd be more than happy to help you, or you can place your order online and we'll get it shipped out for you.